Hi everyone and happy Sunday and welcome to another reading vlog. So this is another weekly reading vlog, so I'm just going to tell you my plans for the week and then we're going to talk about books, which I love doing. So my main goal this week, because it is the 29th, it is August 29th, I have 3 days left. So I have 2 books that were on my August TBR that I think I can get through. So my main goal is to finish She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. I have 200 pages left. I started this, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I just haven't really been feeling it. But I'm halfway done. There's 3 days left. I think I can honestly finish this today if I really focus on it. I do have to film more today, and I have to edit and get a video up for tomorrow. But I still think I can read. I mean, I usually read about 150, 200 pages every night when I'm have work to do. So I don't have work today. So I'm hoping to get this done. And if I've mentioned this in other reading vlogs, and I think I also mentioned it in a book haul. But this is basically a retelling of Mulan, and it has a sapphic romance, which I'm halfway through the book, and there isn't any romance yet. And yeah, it's enjoyable. I like the characters and everything, but I'm not really liking the writing, and that's what's taking so, that's why I can't really get into it. Then the second book I want to try to finish before the month is over is The Telltale Corpse by Harold Shinker, and this is the 4th and final book in the Edgar Allan Poe mystery series. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I got these books this year. It was my goal to finish them. So I want to finish the last book and be able to say that I read the series. And this one here says, ever since childhood hour, Edgar Allan Poe has seen things that are not there, heard voices others cannot, and felt utterly at home in the realm of human darkness. In Harold Shinker's intriguing, suspenseful, and delightfully wicked mystery series, Poe makes the perfect hero to unravel cases of the murderous and the macabre. The Telltale Corpse begins as Poe pays a visit to his old friend P.T. Barnum, who implores the wordsmith to travel to Boston to secure for Poe's wife an urgent medical cure, and to acquire some particularly garish crime scene evidence for Barnum's popular cabinet of curiosities, the so-called American Museum. The crime in question is the recent butchery of a beautiful young shopgirl. Once in Boston, Poe makes an immediate deduction. The sensational murder is only one in a string of inexplicable killings, the center of a single, shadowy pool of deceit and ghoulish depravity. So yes, he's going to be solving some murders, and I'm really hoping to get this done. I think, how many pages is this? It's just over 300 pages, so I think I can also get this read. And then for the rest of the week and for the start of September, I want to read Legendary, which is the second book of the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. And I recently read Caraval. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. If I love the entire series, I'm going to be putting it on my favorites list because I just love Caraval that much. So yeah, I want to I would actually start reading this first, but I really want to get the other 2 read since they were on my TBR, and I need to try to stick to my TBRs. I have veered, obviously, I don't stick to them 100%, but if I think I can get through them, I want to get through them. So I added this to my September TBR, and I can't wait. I actually hope I fly through the other 2 books so I can get to this, because I want to read it so much. And then, I'm sure you have all heard about this book, The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. I think I got this shortly after I joined Book of the Month this year, and everyone's been talking about it. Almost everybody loves it. I've never read a V.E. Schwab book, and I want to, because people seem to love her, and I want to know why. So yeah, if I can also get through Legendary this week, which I'm sure I will, I want to start working on and or finish Addie Larue. So my weekly reading vlogs usually start Sunday afternoon and go to the following Sunday morning, and then I start another weekly vlog that afternoon. So that way I'm trying so that you guys don't ever miss what I'm reading. I will sometimes do a 24-hour reading vlog, dedicated to a certain book. But then if I do that, then I don't vlog the rest of the week. But yes, I'm really liking the reading vlogs. I'm still having issues with my lighting though, which is kind of upsetting. Because I don't know, I just feel like everywhere that I go to film is so dark and gloomy, and I even have lights up. Like, I have a ring light right over here shining on me, and I still feel like I'm in darkness. Of course, I live in an apartment with not a lot of windows, so that might also be, there's not a lot of natural lighting here. But that being said, I'm gonna get to doing some YouTube stuff and then reading, and I will catch up with you later. Hey everyone, it is Monday, and I have finished reading She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, and we've got to talk about this. So I gave this a 1 out of 5 stars. I got, like if you've been watching my blogs and different stuff, I've told you that this, it's been marketed as, a Mulan retelling, and it, the first part was, good. I was liking the characters. I was liking where it was going. I didn't really like the writing style, but, everyone has different tastes for that. But then the second half of the book happened, and our main character, Shu, who I guess they think is supposed to be, our Mulan, is not Mulan. She is nothing like Mulan, except she pretends to be a man. But, because Mulan, at least the Disney Mulan, I don't know about the real life Mulan, but since the Disney Mulan is, supposed to be, based off of her, I figure it has a similar concept. She goes and joins the army and pretends to be a boy or a man to take her father's place because he's older. At least in the Disney movie, he's injured. So she knows that if he goes off to war, he's going to die, and she doesn't want that to happen. So she goes to take his place to help him and protect him, and also to kind of, I guess, bring some honor to her family because she doesn't feel like she's fitting in the role that society has told her that she's supposed to fill. And she's very selfless about the whole thing, and she's very, she helps others, and she's very positive, and, Mulan is, such a great character. Shu is not a great character. She is all about herself. She even states, near the end of the book, that she's going to do whatever it takes to get what she wants. I'm not going to tell you what it is she wants, but let's just say she does some disgusting, horrible, terrible things at the end of this book that I was just appalled. I was just okay, starting off, I was oh yeah, you go, girl, you do what you need to do to survive, and then I was whoa, you went way too far. You're now, evil. You're an evil person. So, and then our other kind of, main character is a eunuch, and I also thought he was kind of interesting. I felt bad for him. I still kind of do, but, you know those people who you think are your friends, and then they stab you in the back, but not literally? No, he literally stabbed someone that he's, supposed to be, his best friend who he actually cares about, but he's, so, revenge for what happened to his family and to him has just driven him over the edge. And, I love the Count of Monte Cristo. I love the revenge stories. I love that you were wronged and you're gonna, take back and fight. But, I just think he is just so consumed by revenge. He doesn't even care about himself anymore. He just cares about getting revenge for himself and his family, and he doesn't care if he dies in the process of doing it. Where I feel in the Count of Monte Cristo, he wanted to get revenge so he could get his life back so that he could move on. But he didn't want those other people to be excelling at, what he lost. Because in the Count of Monte Cristo, he was in jail for, or prison for years for something he never did. And in this case, to my understanding, the eunuch's dad actually did do something, and everyone up to the 9th generation or something was supposed to be killed, and he was spared but turned into a eunuch. So it's okay, no, not everyone in your family should be punished because of something you do. I completely disagree with that. You make your own choices, and you need to live with your own choices. That your family shouldn't suffer for what you decide. Like, I completely don't agree with that. So I can understand why he's upset at that. But, like, he just goes way too far. And in the end, like, I don't like any of these characters. At all. They're all horrible. They're all nasty. And I was just so infuriated at the end of this book. Like, I haven't had a book make me cry this year yet until this one. And I didn't cry when I was reading it because I was just so infuriated. I was so angry and disgusted. But then I was talking to my husband about it afterwards, and I just, like, I feel like crying. I was like, I just can't, like, I know these characters aren't real, but there are real people out there in the world that are like this, and that someone can even write about such horrible, terrible people. It just, it grosses me out. So, like, this is not a good book. It is not as it's advertised, and I won't be continuing it. In fact, I would honestly rip this book up and throw it in the trash, but, like, it costs a lot of money, so I don't know if I should sell it or donate it, or, because, like, I don't really want to subject someone else to reading this book, because I think it's the book I regret reading the most out of every book that I've ever read, and I've read thousands of books. Like, it was bad. So yeah, those are my thoughts on She Who Became the Sun. I do not recommend it. Please don't read it, unless you want to be traumatized and very upset like I am. Maybe you want to get that out of a book. I want to be happy at the end. I want to, like, be rooting for the people. I don't want to be angry and wanting to throw my book and, like, punch something at the end of a book. That's just not me. That's not what I'm looking for when I'm reading a book. So yeah, I pretty much finished this right before I was supposed to go to bed, so I haven't been able to start the Telltale Corpse yet by Harold Shinker, but that's what I'm going to be starting tonight. I've liked all the other 3 books in that series, so I'm sure I'm going to love this one too, and yeah, I'll check in with you all tomorrow. And so, it is Tuesday now. My reading has gotten better. My reading week has improved. I started reading The Telltale Course by Harold Shinker last night, and I'm currently on page 159, and I'm really enjoying this. So, in this one, Edgar Allan Poe is trying to find a cure for his wife, Virginia, who has consumption. And he has traveled to Boston he travels to Boston because P.T. Barnum tells him that he'll pay for the trip and, like, her medical care if Poe goes and drops something off at this other, like, American museum and gets something for P.T. Barnum in return. And then he goes to Concord where, like, he's a Thomsonian physician, which it sounds to me like he's a holistic doctor. So he doesn't want to do the pharmaceuticals. He wants to do all natural medicines that are, like, made from, you know, plants and natural things and don't have, like, weird side effects. Because, like, back in the Victorian era, they put arsenic. They put arsenic in a lot of stuff. And that can really mess up your intestinal tract. Like, it might help with one thing, but it's going to mess you up somewhere else. And a lot of pharmaceuticals, even today, you know, be like, oh, well, it will help with this, but these are all the side effects that it can do. And it's just like... So, they go to get a natural cure for her, and they run into the Alcotts, like the little girl, Louisa May Alcott, who wrote Little Women, and all of her sisters, and Marmee, like Edgar Allan Poe actually goes and stays with the Alcott family while they're getting treatment for Virginia. And while they're there, sadly, the doctor is robbed, and his, like, secret special ingredient is now missing, and he can't make the cure for Edgar Allan Poe's wife, so Edgar has to figure out this case. Well, there's also other, like, murders and different things going on that Edgar Allan Poe is solving, and I'm guessing they're all going to end up being linked at the end, but I'm not sure, because there was one girl who was found in a barrel, skinned alive. Then some other girl was drowned in a bathtub. Now, his medicinal case is missing. And, yeah, there's apparently some fishy doctor who studies anatomy, and they need, like, dead bodies. So I don't know if he's going around killing people. I'm not really sure. But I'm guessing somehow it's going to be solved because both people who have been like accused of killing those people, we're led to believe they aren't actually guilty. They were innocent. But they now are also dead. But yeah, it's really interesting. I really am interested to see where this is going. So I'm hoping to finish it tonight. But this book does take a little bit longer to read because of the language and because it's the words are smaller on each page, so it probably takes me twice as long per page to read versus, like a young adult novel, I can read 50 pages in an hour, 50 to 60 pages depending, where with this I'm probably only reading like 25, 30 pages in an hour because it takes more effort to read it. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah, hopefully I'll finish that tonight. But, I'll let you know. Well, I'm not going to give it away what actually happens. But I'll let you know if, like, if I was, like, kind of correct or if I was, like, totally off the mark. But, yes. The perfect reading weather. Everyone, it is now Wednesday evening around like 9:15 at night, and I've been pretty productive last night and this evening, and I was able to finish reading The Telltale Corpse by Harold Shinker, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Like, this was really good. I'm actually really upset that it's the last book in the Edgar Allan Poe mystery series because they're just so good. I really like this one because us readers and also Poe himself got a lot of red herrings, and it's like, oh, it's this person, and then it's this person. Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait. What? Hold on. Oh, I knew he seemed shady. Like, it was good. I really liked it. The ending was very interesting, and like, it was just a good read. Like, if you like Edgar Allan Poe or mystery stories, I would highly recommend the Edgar Allan Poe mystery series because it's just so good, and I liked every single one. I would say my least favorite was probably the second one because I just like the first book, Nevermore. The ending you weren't gonna be able to see. It was an unsolvable. In my opinion, it was unsolvable. Like, but it was like so like shocking at the end. It was like, what? Where I feel like the second one, you got clues, but I don't think they were clear enough clues. So once you found out who it was, you could go back and kind of see where they were going. And you could also, like, figure it out right before it was, like, announced who the bad guy was. But I just didn't think it was as well done. Where I think both, the third and fourth books, they gave you enough clues. They, like, threw you red herrings. Like, it keeps you guessing, but you still kind of know who the bad guy is. And so I really like that. Like, I think books 3 and 4 are my favorites for the mystery, but I really liked book 1 the best just because I felt it was more so true to Poe's story, and I really kind of like Davy Crockett's character, who unfortunately isn't in the rest of the books. Starting in book 2, we get P.T. Barnum, and he's in books 2, 3, and 4, but Davy Crockett's only in the first one. But, that's okay. I still love the series. It's amazing, and I highly, highly recommend it. So, after I finished reading that, I started reading Legendary by Stephanie Garber, and I am so happy. Like, I'm 107 pages in. I'm loving it. This book is from Donatella's point of view, the younger sister, and it starts off right where the first book ends. And we're being tossed into another, like, Caraval competition. And it's just so good. I do say, like, in my opinion, like, as of right now, I preferred Scarlet point of view and, like, her story arc. Because I think I relate more to Scarlet because I'm an older sister. So, like, yeah, I understand Scarlet more. So Donatella is more of like, she's very adventurous. She's very free-spirited. She's more like, I'm going to figure it out as I go type of thing. And that's not really the type of person I am. I'm very like, I need goals. I need plans. I need things figured out. And I like have things, set in stone type of thing. So I'm not enjoying her perspective as much. But everything that's happening, it's very exciting. It starts off very exciting, just like Caraval did. So, all good. All good. I'm really excited. So, I can't wait. I'll probably get, like, a halfway or 3/4 through the book, because it's, like, probably, like, 9:20 now since I've been talking. And I go to bed at, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm already over 100 pages in. So, I'm probably going to get to, like, the 300-page mark or something. I just love this series, and I just want to read all of it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now, and I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. I got this really good new tea from the Baltimore Tea & Co. It's called Apple Cider Tea Bags, and it is so good. It's like apple cider tea, and I'm loving it. So yeah, I'm making myself some of this before I head back and do some reading. I highly suggest this tea. It is delicious. Hey everyone! It is late Friday night, and yeah, I didn't film again on Thursday because Thursday's like my shopping night, and my husband and I watch Stranger Things, so it's just between work and shopping and dinner and Stranger Things, I end up in bed and I just don't want to get out. And the lighting isn't good over in where my bed is, so I don't really want to film in bed. Because I have in previous vlogs, but if you've watched those, the lighting is not good at all. But that being said, I have gotten a lot read. I finished Legendary by Stephanie Garber, and this is the second book of the Caraval series. And so good. It didn't get a 5 out of 5 like Caraval, but I got a 4 out of 5 stars. Because it held up well for a sequel. I didn't feel... Because, like... I'm going to compare it to Hunger Games. Because in Hunger Games, book 1, they fight in the Hunger Games. Book 2, they fight in the Hunger Games again, but there's, like, different characters. But, like, for me, the second Hunger Games book was boring. Because it felt too much like the first book. It didn't feel that special. Where, like... For whatever reason with the movies, I preferred the Catching Fire movie over the Hunger Games movie. But that being said, Caraval, they, in the first book, Caraval follows Scarlet and her trying to win Caraval. In the second book, it follows Donatella and her trying to to win Caraval. But they're both, trying to win it for different reasons. And it also builds onto the story of the first book, but yet it's its own story too. And we also finally find out who Legend is in the second book, which is also pretty cool. And Donatella has a lot more love interest than Scarlet does. Like, Scarlet has like 2, and Donatella has 3 love interests. Right? 3? Or maybe she has 2 also. Okay, actually no. She also has 2 love interests. Kind of, but not really. But yes, it was just really, really good. And I think the reason I didn't like it as much as the first book is because I didn't connect with Donatella as well as I did with Scarlet, because I, being the older sister, I connect more with an older sister's perspective. And I think I like Donatella's love interest more, but I think the romance between Scarlet and her love interest is better, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I just took off, a little point because of that. But after that, then I started reading The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. And, okay, this is so good. I've gotten to page 114. So, I'm 114 pages in, and I'm really liking it. And I know people either love or hate this book. I think I'm going to love this book, and I think it's because it's the writing. Because the story is kind of slow. Not much, honestly, is happening. You're just getting, like, Addie's perspective, and then I've gotten 1 chapter of Henry's perspective. And I'm not really sure how he plays into the story yet, except I believe he's the only person that can remember her. But it's very fascinating, and you kind of really get into Addie's head. But the writing is just so beautiful that even though it's kind of slow and not much is happening and it's kind of taking its time, it's just so well written. I'm completely enjoying it. Like, I did was like putting it down and doing something, but I kept on wanting to go back to it because the writing was so good. And for me, one of the biggest things is the writing. If the writing is good, like, you could be talking about someone going to the store and buying milk, but if you write it in a very beautiful, poetic, well, not necessarily poetic, but just a very beautiful way, I will enjoy reading about someone going and buying milk from the store. Like, that's just the type of person I am. And I feel like V.E. Schwab could write a story about someone going and buying milk, and it would just sound beautiful, and I would enjoy reading it because of her writing style is just so well done. So yeah, I think I'm going to really enjoy this book. One of the reasons I wanted, one reason I wanted to read this book was because, everyone loves it. It's like a big favorite. You either love it, you hate it, everyone was talking about it, and I hadn't read it yet. And it's only been out for like less than a year now, so I'm really not that far behind. And the second reason is because they're coming out with a special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie Larue on October 5th, and I want to purchase it, but I don't want to purchase it if I don't like the book. Because why have a special edition of something if you don't like the book? So it's like, I need to read this in September before I place my Amazon book order. That way, I know whether I actually want to buy the special edition or not. It's in my cart right now, and I have a feeling that I'm going to want it, because right now, I'm really liking the book. But yes, I will check in again on Sunday morning to wrap it up and let you know everything I read. I'm getting ready to vlog, and Ellie's up on top of the bookcases being all cute. Ellie, you want to say hi to the camera? Say hi. No? Okay. Hey everyone. So it is now Thursday night. I have had a very busy few days. What? Oh, it is Wednesday night. I don't know what night it is. It's Wednesday night, and I've had a very busy few days. I did a lot of filming and editing. It's been busy at work. Then I also wanted to finish reading The Invisible Life of Addie Larue before I close out this reading vlog, because I'm not going to be doing another vlog until my husband and I go on vacation. So I wanted to talk about this. So yeah, I finally finished well, not that I read it for that long, but I finally read The Invisible Life of Addie Larue, and it also made me cry. So in this vlog, the two books that have made me cry this year are both in this vlog. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. I started reading The Invisible Life of Addie Larue, and just the writing and the way it was making me feel, I had I had a feeling that I was gonna cry, and I almost made it, and then at the very, almost at the very end, I just lost it. And the waterworks came, and it lasted for quite a while. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I did give it a 5 out of 5 stars. The writing is beautiful. It is kind of slow. It's very slow paced. It's very, kind of chill. And it never, really is, exciting or, really speeds up in conflict, in my opinion. But it was just so well written, and, Addie is such a likable character that didn't matter. So yeah, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And I am going to be getting the special edition of the book because I like this one so much. To wrap up my week, I guess a week and a half now, I finished She Who Became the Sun, and I gave this a 1 star. I read The Telltale Corpse by Shinker, and I gave this a 4 star. And then I read Legendary, and I gave this one a 4 star also. So this was a pretty good, reading week. I got a 5 star, 2 4 stars, and the 2 books that have made me cry this year. So I think, yeah, I'm happy with that. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!